is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And guys, got a difficult one for you today, and I'm going to try to unpack it a little bit. And the topic for today is, should you buy a modified car? It's sunny outside today, so I'm going to mix a little Coyote cruising in with it. Coyote swap, Fox body cruising. And no, we're not going to take this Coyote today. But that is the topic at hand. There's a couple of reasons for this, because number one, I get a lot of questions from you guys about buying a modified car, and number two, as you well know if you watch the channel, which you should be, that I am also on the hunt for a nice two-tone GT, Fox body GT, for my next build. So the tough question, which is next to impossible to answer, but there are some guidelines, is should you buy a modified car? Let's go. Okay guys, so the question about should you or should you not buy a modified car is, again, it's extremely difficult one. I think the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are you planning to do with the car? Because that's going to pretty much tell you a lot about it. You know, if you're looking for a nice clean cruiser and it's got a big 363 with a T-trim and a fast system and nitrous, it's probably not going to be the best cruiser. You know, that's going to be an extremely rowdy race car-ish type thing. You know, so that, I mean, that's number one. Is first you got to think about, what am I going to do with the car? If you know, and if you're not really happy with the engine or trans combo, but you're planning to do an engine swap or something like I did with my car, then that stuff doesn't matter either. You know, if it's got aluminum heads and all that, you don't really care if they did a good job, you know, as far as the engine goes and all that, because you're going to rip it all out. Okay guys, so we'll take my car for instance. Let's think about this for a second. Now let's say you're a guy and you're not too mechanical, like you could change a tire or stuff like that, but you want a really cool hot rod to drive around on the weekends, take to car shows, stuff like that, which there's a lot of people like that, you know, they just want something cool to drive and enjoy and all that, and that's perfectly fine. That's totally cool. Here's where you run into trouble. You know, if you're going to buy a car like this, you're going to have somebody that can work on it. And custom builds like this are extremely hard to work on if you didn't actually build the car, because as you can see, there's like no wires anywhere. You don't know where like that power steering line came from, or where that hose came from, or you know what fuel pressure that one's set at. You know, there's so many different things about a modified car that you have to take into account before you actually pull the trigger to buy one. And again, when you're talking about something as crazy as like a Coyote swap or something like that, or even, you know, if you're getting into something like supercharged or anything that's a very radical build that is a far departure from the car being stock, you want to make sure you have your bases covered first. Okay, so and here's another thing, is buying a modified car, you can get burned bad. Now I'm gonna kind of take a sidebar here and say you can get burned bad buying any car. So, you know, it's not just a modified car, but a modified car especially, like, you know, they can say, well, it's got a brand new professionally built dark base 363 in it, and you know, maybe they've got receipts, maybe they don't, but I mean, you don't have a clue. I mean, it could be a, you know, a junkyard motor, you know, an Explorer motor pull out that they dropped some, you know, some heads on. So yeah, you can get burned pretty bad. You know, they could have done something wrong, realized it later, and decided, oh, we're going to sell the car. You know, maybe they built it wrong and it's getting crank walk and, you know, is wearing out the thrust bearing and it's not. I mean, there's so many different things that could be wrong that you don't know about. That, you know, so there has to be a high level of trust when you're buying that car in the person that is selling it, that, you know, they did it right, they're not trying to screw you, and you know, all the things that they say are done to the car are actually done. Here's the other thing too about buying a modified car, is there are a lot of people that think that because they've got 20, 30, whatever $1,000 in their car, that they're going to get that back out of it. And the very sad fact is, no, you're not going to get that out of it. On the flip side of that, there's also the question is, could you build it for that? And again, the answer is probably not. Building a car like this, like, my car here, to the point where it is now would take quite a bit of time, money, and effort. However, you could turn around and buy this car. No, it's not for sale. But you could buy a car like mine that's already done, save yourself a lot of trouble, save yourself some money, and you've already got a car. But again, this is a car that you don't know anything about. You don't know if I did it right, if it's wired properly, if the engine actually only has 60,000 miles on it. I mean, you don't know all that. You don't know if I torqued the cam, bolts down when we swapped to Mustang cams. So, again, you got to be thinking about all this stuff because there's a lot to consider, and you have to be very, very careful because you will get burned. Okay, guys, so another good reason why I'm doing this video is back in right around 07, I bought a 1990 GT heads cam, intake, Vortec T-Trim supercharger, max flow power cooler. I mean, this thing was built top to bottom, and I asked for pictures, did all my research, looked over, asked every question I possibly could. The very last question I asked the guy, I said, is there anything I need to know about the car? And his reply was, it hauls ass. Long story short, I drove the car home. I drove a couple hours to pick it up with a buddy, and on the way back, I was playing with a little bit. It seemed to be doing okay, but I got the car back to town. It was overheating, and basically the head gasket made a small trail. It wasn't actually fully blown, but it made a small trail from the fire ring to one of the water jackets. So every time I would hit boost, it would lift that head just enough and send boost into the cooling system, and then obviously what happened then. By the third time I put head gaskets on that car, I was done with it, and I paid a lot of money for that car, and that would have been good information to have at that time. So one other point I did want to make, which may fly in the face of all the other points I've made, is at the same token, I don't want you to say, okay, well, buying a modified car is totally off base, and you shouldn't do it, because you can find a good deal. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, you can find good deals. Here's the thing. What if the guy that built the car really well? Maybe he's a friend. Maybe he's got a great reputation. Maybe he's a friend of a friend. Maybe he's got all the receipts, pictures of the build. Maybe you followed the build on social media. Oh, hold on. There's several different things that can play into you having a good experience buying a modified car, and so don't come away from this totally discouraged, because you do have options when it comes to that. So basically, guys, the main thing that I want to send you away with is make sure you get any kind of documentation is good. If you know the people, if you have some sort of history on the build, friend of a friend, whatever, those are always good pieces of information to have. And trust your gut. I personally just recently have looked at a car and basically walked away from the build because I just didn't have a good feeling about the seller, some of the excuses he was making about the car, and some other stuff, about the title. I just wasn't happy with it, and I walked away. And maybe the car was fine, maybe it would have been great, but I just didn't have a good feeling about it, so I walked. But there's lots of cars out there, and I'm gonna find the right one. Hopefully you do too. right, guys, so I hope that helps. I really do. Basically that's just me kind of throwing out there what I'm looking for when I'm looking at a modified car. Sure, I'll buy one, but again, you don't want to get burnt, you don't want to get taken. We work really hard for our money. If you're anything like me, you don't want to get screwed by a shady deal. Something that's already broke, they put a band-aid on, and they're trying to offload quick before it totally comes apart. I mean, that stuff happens all the time. So do your homework, trust your gut, get documentation wherever possible, and happy hunting. I got a lot of hunting to do too, and hopefully you'll see it for too long. I'm kind of excited to be looking again, but that's for another video. All right, guys, so in the meantime, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Back next time. See you guys.